I was browsing AliExpress until I saw this. A mini 3-inch S24 Ultra. I was like, no way that's gonna work, right? So I ordered one, and here it is. The S24 Ultra, not by Samsung. But before we dive into it, let's quickly have a look at the product page. The thing claims to have rear HD freeze frame with 5 million high definition video system in the back that can capture more details with super clear image horizon. Everything is large, whatever that means. It also claims to have 4G full netcom, which we will test shortly, especially with Australia doing some dodgy things to import phones lately. But before we get too excited, let's look at the physical build of the phone. Well, first impressions, it's, well, small. It's tiny. Especially compared to the real deal, it doesn't quite make the cuts, with this color being Shrek green of the S23 series. But you know, you got your 1, 2, 3, I'm joking, I'm not gonna count all 5 camera rings, but you got your 5 camera ring thingies on the back, which looks like the real deal, I guess. And obviously this top thing here is supposed to be a laser autofocus, but it's one of the 4 fake cameras. Yes, only one of them is real. And we'll talk about that itty bitty camera in just a second. But generally, yeah, from the surface, this thing just looks like a little uncanny mini S24 Ultra. That is until we turn it around and holy bezel! Yes, that display on the mini is an IPS, not an OLED effort, and the bezels are remarkably huge. And yes, I went through the effort of installing custom icons to make it look like one UI, and I've already set up the phone to save you guys the pain of waiting for everything to install. Surprisingly though, this thing runs pretty well. All your box standard web browsers work, and your YouTube works. Admittedly though, it's really slow, but for the size, I think it's doing a pretty good job. But I hear you, with those big bezels, this thing must have an amazing front-facing camera. So here on the left we have the front-facing camera on the S24 Ultra, and on the right we have the S24 Mini. It is quite windy out here, so let me know what you think of the audio. But based off what I'm seeing on the viewfinder, the Mini is doing pretty good. Nope, no, nah. It doesn't even get any better when we switch to the rear-facing camera. Now with my Mystic Aura, I have both phones floating. And now you're listening to audio off the S24 Ultra, and now the Mini. To test the stabilization, I'm going to go on a little jog. Okay, the cameras aren't great. In fact, I think the front-facing camera is better than the rear. But what about photos? Well, starting off with the wide and the only wide, the S24 Mini obviously falls short of the S24 Ultra by a long shot. Dynamic range is trash, the bokeh is non-existent, but the selfies aren't bad, I think. Let's see if you even take selfies. One surprising thing though is the rear camera has autofocus. Like it matters though. And don't even bother with low light photos, because good luck with that. Let's be real though, it's basically unusable. But for the novelty and nostalgia factor of the dumb phones of yesteryear, the shots are, I guess, kind of cool if you can get any use out of it. Just like you can get some use out of our videos. Help us reach 1,000 subscribers and get this channel monetized, as these videos cost us out of our pocket to make, as we don't profit from them. With that being said, let's get back straight into the video. Now with this fantastic photo quality and lag-tastic experience, is that even a word? You'd probably be wondering, what version of Android is this thing running? It couldn't be any recent version of Android, right? Well, it actually runs Android 10, which means games. Now the game of choice was Minecraft Pocket Edition, and the reason being is because anything can run it. But for some reason this phone just loads up, hangs, and then freezes. Doesn't matter if I use the beta or the public version, it just stays stuck on the screen. It might actually work this time. If it works... Oh, We're loading in. And for those who are curious about benchmarks, we couldn't get Geekbench 6 to work, so here's the Geekbench 5 results compared to the S24 Ultra. They're pretty bad. We also couldn't get 3D Mark Wildlife to work for graphics, so we tried Slingshot, but it didn't even work. So it's less of a slingshot and more of a toss. And as you've already heard from the exhilarating Minecraft gameplay, the speakers are certainly there. They are present. But just for the sake of it, here's a quick speaker test. Yes, quick because there is no comparison. So obviously the S24 Mini is absolutely rubbish. It is quite fun to show your friends, family or co-workers, but once the novelty wears off, it's almost useless. The battery life on Wi-Fi is mediocre, so I couldn't even imagine what it would be like on 4G. Oh, and 4G, I almost forgot. Let's get this SIM card out of here. Like I said, get this SIM card thingamajig out of... Oh my god, I can't see. And would you look at that? A micro SD card slot. Samsung, Google, Apple, you know, yes. And let's get rid of my SIM card and smack that out of there. Grab this and puts it in here, and I can guarantee you after I put it in here, my number is going to be sent to some countries where I'm going to get spam calls. So let's have a look if we get any reception. No way, is that the 4G logo? I don't know if I can see that. Yes, it is the 4G logo. Oh my god. It says voice over LTE, but there's only one way to actually find out. Let us call myself, because that's a normal thing to do. Come on, ring. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. It's actually working. You can make phone calls on this thing. What a surprise. And it works on 4G. Let me just quickly change this. All right. We're gonna test the 4G now. We have Wi-Fi off, as you can see, mobile data on, and let's go to, not the camera, I thought that was YouTube. Go to YouTube, and let's go ahead and search up something as it loads. There we go, let's go search up TopGadget. And I mean, it already loaded up the first page, so there we go. I'm not subscribed. Make sure you like and subscribe. Press that notification bell. Let's click on the videos on here. That's pretty slow, but let's have a look. iPhone video, which flopped. Fantastic. And holy crap, look at that. Another speaker test. If I can even turn up the volume. There we go.
Since the iPhone 11 Pro, Apple's Pro lineup has been really
crunchy.
Also, incremental updates. First, it was a squared off edges with a top.
Unless you're buying this thing as a party gag or you find it for real cheap, I wouldn't bother unless it was free, like the like and subscribe button. But enough of that. Leave a comment on what you think of the S24 Mini not by Samsung. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.